Hi, welcome back. How you doing? Did you miss me? I missed you so much. Right. Shouldn't be rude. You guys are architects. You don't build robots for a living. Or, you know, you're just curious. Curious architects. Even better. Okay. What I need to do now is work over here on this bit. So, what I need to do is work on the lift, which is obviously going to be the same kind of overall dimensions as these things here, and also work on the stairs, which isn't going to be the same dimensions as these things here. So, what I want to do is ungroup this part just for a moment, or actually no, sod it, I'll just copy a part against it. Or will I? No, I'm going to ungroup this, I've decided. So, ungroup. Take this part, which is this height, shift and drag it over to there, and then I'm going to group these bits again. So top view, zoom, deselect these two parts here and regroup as apartment 1. There we are. Now I can work on what? Oh, I have, haven't I? For goodness sakes. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Right, so I'm going to take off this polygonal bit here, just detach it. Not as a clone or anything. Do that and just regroup this. Okay, and that way I've got this piece of floor down here that I can work on. I've turned it off realistic mode at the moment because I really don't need it in realistic mode. And I think I'm going to kill this light because I don't want it here. I'll keep these 4 little lights because they're quite cute, but that's about it. Okay, our lift is a single lift that's going to be probably around about here. These guys over here in these apartments, they're going to have to walk to the lift, which is in the middle. So, first things first, let's just go effect pivot only, center to object, effect pivot only off. Now we know this is the right size for our lift, but the actual lift dimensions themselves are going to be somewhat smaller. The lift will be 6 feet by 6 feet by this dimension. So, in order to make that happen, I'm going to take my box and drag it out to 6 feet by 6 feet. Because, you know, it's not going to be the world's hugest lift. So, length 6, width 6, height 6. There we go. So this is now a 6-foot box. And I'll just stick it through the edge there just so I can see where bits are going to fit. Then I select this. Just to open up this tab here so I can get my Swift loop. And just trim it there. And there. Now some people advocate using SketchUp, and SketchUp has its own benefits. I've used it before. I used it when it was in early beta. However, I do prefer using 3ds Max for this kind of job, simply because, frankly, it kicks ass at this kind of piece. We've got a lot more tools, and frankly, 3ds Max was built using the same engine that powers things like AutoCAD. So, you know, it's what it's designed for. Okay, let's take out this middle part here, and we're left with this. Now I'm just going to bridge. So I'm going to bridge across to here, to here. An interesting thing to note, by the way, is architectural tutorials. It always blew my mind when I was, like, you know, discovering this. Architectural tutorials are so much faster to run through than it is to run through making some sort of mad monster, city-destroying maniac device. And I often used to wonder why this was, but of course I don't have to design all the gears and things inside an architectural visualization. So, in honour of dear old Grandpa Blue, who was an architect, well done, old fella. Top work in finding a career where you don't have to do as much work as you do when you're making a robot. Right, stairs. I love this because we can build U-type stairs. See? Watch. U-type stairs. Look at that. It's brilliant. Who doesn't love that? Nobody, that's who. So, let's see. We could also do an L-type stair, which is quite cool. all sorts of options here for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just build a straight staircase. You could also build a spiral staircase if you're feeling brave. Like that, and it gives you various options for this as well, like a box one, closed one, things like this. There's your stringers, your centre pole. We're not going to get a spiral staircase in this kind of operation. It would just be a straight staircase, and we're going to have two of them. One goes up, one goes down. So basically start like this. Okay, and it goes up like that. So what I'm going to do is place it against the level here, because this is where it's going to come out from. Keep it running against the length of this. Okay, so now we've got nice wide steps like so. How wide are they? About 3 foot's going to be enough, isn't it? And then bring it all the way up to here, which is obviously the top of our building. Like that. And I think we could probably do with more steps in there. So let's see. I'm going to put a handrail on, and a rail path, and stringers like that. And I think I'll make it a standard box shape like so. That way there's no access to the underside. What other options can we have? Well, we can have the carriage. Let's have a look at that. Railings and stringers. What else can we put in here? I really like this. It's good fun. Did I put carriage in this? I'm sure I did. There we go, carriage. So we've got carriage in this as well. And we can change the thickness of the steps and all this kind of thing. I think this is probably going to be too high, so let me see. At the minute the length's 8'9". Let's change that to 9 feet to round it up a bit. The rise overall is therefore going to drop down like that, because we don't want it to be too much of a hassle for our residents to get up and down, do we? And let's have a look. The length's going to change to 6 feet, which is the length of our piece here. And let's see, what else can we do here? Oh, that'll probably do for the moment. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. So, we've got these nice little steps here leading up. Convert to edible poly. Our dear friend, Monsieur le Architect, can change this in any way he wants later. As I say, this is just for the client brief, i.e. to encourage someone to come and spend money. Put this here. Just against the back of our newfound staircase. There we are. And now over here, I'm going to take this one, move it to the correct height. I think what I'm going to do is just delete these for the minute, because I don't need them and they're just going to slow what I'm doing down. They were there for my own reference a few minutes ago, and trust me, replicating them is ridiculously easy. Bring those over to there. Need to make sure we get all of this in, because we want these to overlap just at the bottom here, so I know it's the same height. And I can put that there. Alright, lovely. I think I'll increase the height on this one just a teeny bit. Well, I can't. Well, I can. Sorry, I can just scale up if I have to. Which isn't exactly what I intend to do, because I'm lazy. Because I've done that, I'm going to do a quick X-form reset on it though, because it was a non-uniform scale, and collapse it back to an editable polygon again. Now over here, let's extrude this out to about there. And then bring it forward to around about there, like that. Okay. Now what I want to do is, once I've calculated the overall size of this, I'm going to run some parts off there. Until then, however, because I know the width of this now, coming from these staircases, what I'm going to do is attach this and that, so the bounding box remains the same, and then grab this piece here, and I'm going to extrude this out. Before I do, let's move this over here so it's in the correct place. And we don't want these to sink into the wall, because that will be no use at all. Okay, that looks like it's fine. So what I'm going to do now is again grab this part here, just extrude it straight out, then drop into top view, because I want to get these to line up like that. And then what I can do is grab here and here, just extrude both these sides at once. So go into my extrude tool, as we can see, it's not quite right. That's okay, because we can fix that in a moment. I've got to click tick. There we go. So bring these forward a bit. Like so. Now these parts here, which aren't quite matching up and leaving a rather dangerous mind the gap situation, what we're going to do is just fill these. So grab here, here and here. Just do a quick extrude, and just until it transfers through like that. Now the good thing is that it will remember that width when I do this. And just click OK. So now we have the bottom and the top in place, and our lift block round about getting there. So let's put our doors in, and just do a quick inset from this. Let's look over this again. Okay, and now I'm going to select these edges here, here, and let's have a look here and here. I'll just do a quick connect straight down the middle. Now what I'm going to do is just extrude this in, like so. Actually, I think it probably could do with being brought in a bit more, because these doors need to have room to come into. So it'd be more like that. And then extrude in. And now what I'm going to do is bevel it back, just to create a slight lip out like that, then back in. And then if I select this edge down the middle, I'll just do a quick, rather than a chamfer, I'll do an extrude, so hang on. So again, just a quick extrude from here, bring the height into a negative value, and then bring this into a negative value. And we get the lip of the door there, like that. Okay, now let's have a look at that. There, that's much better, you see. And the good thing is that we can have these either here or at both edges. I think probably both edges, 2-lift apartment if it's a luxury complex. You know, 2 lifts. Ooh. Down here in this part then, I think probably it's most likely that we'd have some siding to close this one off. So what I'm going to do is just do a quick swift loop just across here like this. And then through here I'll just grab these. Now you notice that this part here appears to have been unfortunately left. So what I'll do is I'll just cap this off. It must have been deleted. Happens unfortunately. Let's check the other side. No, that one's there. Okay. So again, back to edge loop. Sorry, swift loop. Same damn thing really. Select by polygons. Because obviously we're not going to want, you know, our lovely end users poking around in here. However, this will become some sort of storage space for their bins or something like that. There we are. So now we have this stairwell here coming up and connecting with the top. And what I can do is just check the height. Yeah, I've noticed that discrepancy too, just in case you haven't. So I'll have to fix this. So what I'm going to do is delete the second apartment complex again. Because whilst it doesn't matter so much if there wasn't an apartment above it, this one seems to have been accidentally knocked up. So group, ungroup. There we go. And select here and here. Just going to grab these little parts here as well. Just bring them down until they align again. There we are. And that is much better. Now I shall just regroup this, detach that part there, and remake it apartment 1, like so. Now inside here, in these parts, will presumably be some sort of access maintenance areas for the superintendent or whoever is in charge of the building, or some sort of maintenance space or a garden. I mean, it could be a garden, except there's no windows to overlook it. So I think it's more likely this is going to be a superintendent space, so I'm just going to ungroup this. And that way I've got space just to put this part in. And this wall here will then become the back of this anyway. So just zoom in on this edge here. Like so, I'll just bring it across. There we are. And I'm going to save this as my workbench again, because I prefer keeping backups just in case whilst I'm working. Okay, and that gives us the back wall to go against here. And we can stick lights and things in there as we need them. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. I'm not going to need this part, so if I just go group for this part, is it grouped yet? I don't think it is it? No, it isn't. So I can now take off this part here, because it isn't needed. We are going to need some sort of a rail to go across the front of this though, at these levels. So what I'm going to do is take this, this, and this, and basically I'm going to duplicate them over on the top here, because at this point it would be kind of dangerous just having this drop to nowhere going on. Sort of, maybe a little bit more. There we are. And then over here I can just clean up this edge a little bit, so I'll just attach these parts together. There we go. And then I can go to a, let's see, slice plane. Get my plane all sorted out. Slice plane. Love this tool so much. Now move it down here. And just cut it. Did I even have these parts selected? I bet I flipping didn't, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, let's do this again. Slice plane, it's still there. Just click slice. There. Honestly, I wonder sometimes. Okay, and that goes straight through there like that. And then if I just go on to border mode, Control A just to select all my borders and just cap. And now this is closed off as a single piece. Okay, so now I can take my lift area here, group this, and this becomes lift area 01, and this section here becomes apartment 1, of course. Hang on, before I do that I better make sure I've got all of it. There we go, like that. And that's this part done.